Hey, there's a pre-roll.
You ready? I've been ready. What are we waiting for?
Kroger shoppers and Grizz fans. Want exclusive last-minute discounted ticket deals texted straight to you? Sign up with the new Kroger Buzzer Beater deal. Fans can sign up by texting Grizz to 636-479 or visit your local Kroger store in the Delta Division and scan the QR code. By signing up, you agree to receive recurring automated promotional and personalized marketing text messages from the Memphis Grizzlies. Consent is not a condition of any purchase. Message frequency varies. Message and data rates may apply.
Shinedown. Dance Kid Dance Tour. Live in Memphis. FedEx Forum, Saturday, August 30th. With special guests, Bush and Morgan Wade. Get tickets now at livenation.com. Shinedown, live in concert. For more, visit shinedown.com.
You get to the main event, and you hear the crowd. There's some rumblings in the crowd.
Here we go.
They say, "We want truth."
I love how John Cena said when they were chanting, "We want truth." You can't handle the truth.
There you go.
I loved it.
He takes the knee off, boom. Takes the mask off, boom. And it's our freaking truth. God, man, he cost John Cena the match.
Tune in to Grind City Wrestling weekly on the Grind City Media app and on the Grind City Media YouTube channel.
Live from the Built Ford Tough studio at FedEx Forum, it's the Gary Parrish Show, presented by Ortho South, on YouTube at Grind City Media and the official Grind City Media app. Now, here's your host, Gary Parrish.
All right, I'm here. My name is Gary Parrish. I'm speaking to you from the Built Ford Tough studio, FedEx Forum, downtown Memphis. CJ Hurts right there producing the program. Glad he's with me. Glad you're with me. Hope you're getting through the day best you can. And I hope you're ready for the FedEx St. Jude Championship because it is underway at TPC Southwind. Your early leader right now, Akshay Patia, is at 4 under par through 9 holes. He's got a one-shot lead over multiple players. We'll talk all things FESJC. We're going to do it momentarily. First, though, quickly, let me set today's schedule for you. In the next segment, around 20 minutes from now, I'm going to be joined by Michael Wallace, senior editor, Grind City Media. He's back from vacation. He's going to pop in studio with me. I'll talk all things basketball with Michael Wallace. He'll be here in about 20 minutes. When I finish talking to Michael Wallace, going to take a break, come back, do 5 more things you need to know, at which point we're going to discuss 5 previously undiscussed stories. Among them, authorities in Phoenix have caught the 18-year-old man who tried to throw a green sex toy onto the court during Tuesday night's Mercury game. He's facing multiple charges. I'll tell you exactly what. We're going to do that in about 40 minutes. The NFLPA has sent its members clarification on the new smelling salt rules. Turns out they're not actually banned. I'll explain to you the confusion. We'll do that in the third segment. Brown star Myles Garrett met with the media yesterday and discussed, among other things, rookie quarterback Shadur Sanders up in Cleveland. The interview has gone viral, not so much for anything Myles Garrett said, but for the way he looked. We'll show you the video. We'll do that a little later on in the show. Football legend Archie Manning went on the record and said his grandson, Arch Manning, quarterback of top-ranked Texas, is not going to enter the 2026 NBA draft regardless of where he's projected to go in the 2026 NFL Draft. He's going to spend at least 2 more years in college. That's according to Grandpa Arch. I'll tell you more about that. I'll give you the quotes directly. We'll do that a little later on in the show. And Austin Drummond, the accused quadruple murderer from just up the road, made his first appearance in court this morning. It was a Zoom appearance. Crazy story that I think a lot of us have been following over the past week or so. More questions than answers at this point. I'll get you updated on that situation. We'll do it during a segment we call 5 More Things You Need to Know. Then we'll eventually do GP's Carryout, and we'll call it a day. So that's the rundown. We got a lot to get to, but I did want to start with the 2025 FedEx St. Jude Championship because it is underway out at TPC Southwind. A 27-year-old fella from Germany, former Louisville Cardinal, a guy named Matthias Schmid, got the things underway at 7:20 this morning. He ain't doing so well. He's 3 over par. As I mentioned earlier, your leader right now, Akshay Bhatia, at 4 under par through 10. CJ Hurt, hey, good to see you. Appreciate you being here.
Always a pleasure.
I gather that you're headed out to, you look like you're headed out to the golf course.
I'm going to get out there a little bit, Gary. I'm going to pop on out there and see what's going on, man.
Look at you dressed for the golf course.
Yeah. Got to put the hat on, got to grab the sweat towel and have something breathable on because it'll be hot.
Is there any other setting where you'd walk out of your house dressed exactly like this?
Yeah, this is my yawn. This is my lawn get up. Mine is the collared shirt.
Okay.
Where I get outside and get after it.
Do you feel pressure to wear a collared shirt to a golf tournament?
Yes, absolutely. I left the house this morning and said, hey, baby, do I look like I'm going to a golf tournament? She said, more so than most days. Like, my solid colored shirt is one of those, and I have one of those for this event. I didn't wash it from the last event, so I had to put this one on.
I think this is true. There is no other sporting event you can attend. Let's just say in America, because I don't know everything about everything. But there's no other sporting event you can attend in America where the spectators look as close as golf spectators look to golfers.
Yeah.
Like, you don't go to a football game in shoulder pads.
Unless you're a fan of the Oakland Raiders, right?
Unless you're a fan of the Oakland Raiders.
The Vegas Raiders.
Then you might. Like, you're not going to go to a NBA game. You might wear a jersey, but you ain't wearing the shorts with the jersey.
Yeah. Not a full warm-up, right? Like, we're not in full warm-up, walking into FedEx Forum, and then we're all tearing away the pants to get ready to go to the...
I didn't know about this when I was younger. I decided at one point I was going to try to be an international soccer fan.
Okay.
I got caught up in the World Cup. I was like, this is kind of fun. And everybody seems to like, European soccer and the Champions League, and I'm going to try to do that. And I said, I got to pick a team. And people sort of put it out there on social media, like, hey, if I want to start following this, what should I do? And people said you should be a Liverpool fan because Liverpool is kind of gritty and grindy like Memphis. The Beatles were from there. Why not? I said, fine, I'll be a Liverpool fan. And then I jumped online. I said, well, if I'm going to be a Liverpool fan, I better have all the stuff. So I went and bought all the stuff. And I was like, look at me. I got the shorts and the shirt, and I had everything. And people started making fun of me. They call me a full kit wanker.
Oh, what?
A full kit wanker.
That sounds like a slur.
That's what they said. I think it was a slur. I think it was. They called me a full kit wanker. And what I gather is that means I'm a wanker who was wearing the full kit.
Yes.
It makes sense when you think about it. So I got called a full kit wanker. And from that, I realized you can't do that. You can't be a full kit wanker. You could be a half kit wanker. Like, you could wear the shorts, but a different shirt, or the shirt, but different shorts.
Usually we don't wear the pants of our teams. Is that something they do with international soccer?
No, that's something I tried to do.
Okay, got you.
And then I got called a full kit wanker.
But it would be just as odd as, like, let's say you're a Grizzlies fan and you actually show up full Grizzlies gear, wristband, headband, shorts, and the John Moran or Jaren Jackson
I wouldn't
Jr.
put it
jersey.
past TA. I could see TA doing it, just showing up courtside in the whole wristbands and the whole deal. I wouldn't put it past it. But yeah, I learned it took me to probably my early 40s to understand you can't be a full kit wanker. But in golf, everybody's a full kit wanker. The whole Southwind is going to be filled with full kit wankers today. People are going to have on, you'll see it, golf shorts, golf shirts, golf hats, and you ready for this? Even golf shoes. People will be wearing golf shoes out there.
Oh, now you've given me something to look at.
Okay, now it's unnecessary. Understand it's wildly unnecessary, but people still do it. I push back on all this because I understand what you're going through. I understand the the pressure that a golf course can put on you to dress a certain way. So when I go to TPC Southwind, you see me out there, you know, I'm t-shirt.
No way.
Yes.
They let you on the course with a t-shirt?
They're gonna have to.
That feels disrespectful to the game.
I'm trying to normalize t-shirts at golf courses. I want to normalize t-shirts at golf courses.
Well, I wish I had known this because I would have
done it together.
Yeah, we could have gone together.
We'd have strength in numbers.
I'll do it with somebody. I won't be the
Can't
one
do it by yourself.
No, not by myself.
I
no.
understand. I understand. I'm just saying I'm trying to normalize t-shirts at golf tournaments and t-shirts at golf courses. Like at most golf courses, you have to have a collared shirt on.
Mm-hmm.
I love a golf course where they say you don't have to. Like I went through a phase where I was like, I need to have the nicest golf shirts and the nicest golf shorts and the nicest shoes. And now I just want to be comfortable all the time. And I am more comfortable in a t-shirt than I am in a collared shirt.
Yeah.
I hope to live long enough to where it is normal at nice golf courses to not have to wear collared shirts, and we can alleviate all this pressure.
Like you don't have to, and I'm not saying wear my Ninja Turtle shirts or one of my old tattered shirts, but like just a nice t-shirt.
What?
Yeah, I can rock with that.
Because when you see the professional golfers, like the PGA Tour guys, and they're like on Instagram, they're just out with their buddies. Like you'll see, and Jordan Spieth is on vacation with Justin Thomas, and they're out on a golf course. You know what they're all doing? They are largely drinking, barefoot, shorts and a t-shirt, and playing golf on a nice golf course. And they can do it because they're Jordan Spieth and Justin Thomas.
Yeah.
But if you try to do it as a normal person, they call you a bum. But look at how they like to play golf. These are the best golfers, and this is the way they like to look for the most part. I know there's exceptions. Scotty Scheffler's not like that. But I want everybody to be comfortable walking around a golf tournament. I do think it's somewhat hilarious that everybody walking around the golf tournament looks like they're ready to play. Like if you had to sub in at any minute, it'd be like, hey, Scheffler's out. Is there anybody here that looks like they could play golf? And like there's 1,000 people. They all look exactly the same. I love it, but I'm trying to normalize t-shirts.
I had never thought about walking around the golf course barefoot. I bet that's lovely. I bet that grass just bare on your feet. It feels incredible.
Back when I was had a little more Horn Link in me than I cared to admit. I would routinely find myself like barefoot on a golf course. Just like, this is comfortable. Like, this feels good. Like, it is the way it should be. I'm working on it.
All right, come on, Gary. I believe in you.
I don't know that I have the power to change the world overnight, but know that I'm working on it.
Michael says start with the man in the mirror. I appreciate it.
I think you got to start with the man in the mirror. Scotty Scheffler, the world number one, previously mentioned. He doesn't go off today till 12:45. So, like, my kids are starting school today. They got a half day today. So, like, you could, if your kids got what is even a half day?
What are we doing? I know we got to talk about the FedEx St. Jude Championship.
Yeah, but what are we doing with a half day?
To start the school year
Half day.
on a Thursday half day, Friday full day, weekend, then you go to school. What are we doing? Why are we doing? Just start with the half day on Monday, or start with a full day on Monday. Like, what are we doing here?
Yeah, half days they don't do nothing for nobody.
No,
you ain't learning nothing in a half day.
No.
And like all the moms, they take all the kids to school, and you know what they do? They go straight to the mimosas.
Okay.
Whole car rider line gonna be filled with moms and mimosas. All right. That half day you could trick yourself into. Well, like a full day, it's like, well, I guess I need to go to work, or I guess I need to go to the gym, or I guess I need to go run errands. But a half day, it's like, well, I just dropped a little dudes off.
I'm gonna pick them up in
I got to pick them up in like a couple of hours.
Yeah.
Might as well go get mimosas. Whole car rider line gonna be filled with mimosa moms. You ever seen a car rider line filled with mimosa moms?
I have not seen a car ride. I have once, but like not in a really, really long time. Mimosa moms are incredible.
Mimosa moms are wild.
Yes.
Mimosa moms, they got their little workout pants on.
Yep.
But they didn't go to the gym.
Nope.
They went to mimosas.
Where are you getting mimosa at on a Thursday?
Oh, buddy, there's a lot of options down there.
Okay, turn up.
Them we got a lot of stay-at-home. We got a lot of stay-at-home moms down there. You got to serve mimosas.
The school should do a mimosa mom. Just let the mimosa mom stay and drink on the premises. I guess you can't do that, but let them do that.
Wouldn't be fine. I wouldn't object.
You just pick the kids up afterwards.
I know the school well enough to know some people out there would object, but I wouldn't be the one objecting.
Okay.
I would set up a bar in the school for the moms. It'd be fine with me. So you could like pick up your kids middle day, still head on out there, and the best golfer in the world, one of the best of all times, he'd just be getting started. He tees off at 12:45, and he had an interesting little press conference moment yesterday. He was asked just sort of a random question here out at TPC Southwind about when was the last time you, Scotty Scheffler, best golfer in the world, actually paid for a round of golf, had to pull out your card and be like, yeah, I need 18 holes in a cart and maybe a bucket of balls as well. Run my car. He was asked this question. Here's the way he answered it.
Look at Mississippi State's schedule. They are not going to be favored in a single SEC game. They are only going to be favored. Their over-under win total is 3.5. They are only going to be favored in 3 games this year. That'll probably be Southern Miss, Alcorn State, and Northern Illinois.
It's at Southern Miss, man. I don't know.
And it's at Southern Miss.
They might not be favored in that.
Right.
One.
You don't know what Brett Favre's done to the athletic department.
They have an awesome arena now.
Right.
The Odds Couple, live at 2 p.m. on YouTube at Grind City Media and the official Grind City Media app.
Let's face it, there's a lot of trash talk in basketball, but the great teams let their performance do the talking. Like Ford F-150 with Pro Power on board.
We're going to chalk that up to technical difficulties. Not sure what happened there, but it's all good. So we'll get to Mike Wallace in a second. What I was trying to say is the Scotty Scheffler thing. He had this press conference yesterday, and he was asked, like, so when's the last time, Scotty Scheffler, you had to actually walk into a golf course and pay for a round of golf? This guy plays on the most beautiful, best courses all over the world. When's the last time you actually had to pay money to play golf like millions of Americans do every single week? And Kyra, if we've got it queued up, let's see what Scotty Scheffler, how he answered that.
Last time I paid for a round of golf, it's been a while. I remember the last time I didn't get to pay for a round of golf, and one of my buddies in the pro shop had to pay for the round of golf. That was pretty funny. We kind of walked into the pro shop at a local public course, and I knew the pro there, and so I was like, "Hey, Scotty, how you doing? Great to have you out." And I was like, "Hey, man, I'd like to, just pay for the round. We're teeing off at 2. He's like, "No, you're good." And my buddy was like, "Oh, thanks, man. That's awesome. Appreciate it." He's like, "Actually, you got to pay." And it was probably 5 years ago, and we still laugh about it this day because he was so excited to get the free round, and the pro was like, "Actually, you're still paying, buddy."
So this is the type of thing that does happen all the time, not just at golf courses, but all over everywhere. I'm fascinated by it. What do you make of people's eagerness, if that's even a word, to take care of people like Scotty Scheffler and not take care of people who actually could use a free round of golf or a free meal? In other words, I remember John Calipari talking about this to his basketball team one time when I was the beat writer. I happened to be in the gym. He was talking to him after practice. He said, right now, all you guys are Memphis basketball players, and you're ranked, you're on a top 25 team, and you go walk into restaurants all over the place, and like people can't wait to take care of you, and people can't wait. And I'm not alleging any NCAA violations, but you get the point. It was like you'll go to the front of the line at the club. Somebody's going to pick up a check because you're famous right now. People are going to take care of you and be eager to take care of you. But that will all go away someday. Mm-hmm. It won't be like this forever. It'll just be like this for a while, and then you'll look up and you'll be in the same line at the same place, and nobody will even notice you there. That's the way life works for people who have a certain level of celebrity for a little while. And the Scotty Scheffler story just sort of made me think of that. Everywhere Scotty Scheffler walks in, people can't wait to give him a free round of golf just because they're happy he's there and they want him to feel welcome and taken care of. And those same people, like you'll see, I'm not trying to conflate the two, but you'll stop at a 4-way stop and there's a man or a woman there and they actually need $5 to get something to eat and you won't even look at them. Yeah. But you can't wait to give Scotty Scheffler a free meal or a free round of golf. Is that just the way the world works?
That's the way the world works. It's ridiculous, right? Like LeBron James at one point, I think Dwayne Wade was making fun of him for having Pandora with the ads. And Pandora found out, was like, nope, LeBron, you're getting free Pandora without the ads, baby. He's like, wait a damn second. I got ads too. He's got millions of dollars. He's going to be a billionaire one day. Yeah. Give us the free ads. Make him pay. It's a gift bags at award shows and on red carpets. He's like, why do celebrities get all the free shit? Like, they don't need it. They can afford to buy it.
It is a wild twist in life where you spend part of your life probably not being able to afford things. Mm-hmm. Then you become famous and wealthy. Now you can afford anything, but people don't even make you pay for it anymore.
No.
Now you don't have to pay for it anymore.
Weren't we giving away Teslas at one point in time to celebrities to like pimp out and do cool stuff with? Yeah. Like, wait a second. I don't have a car. I'm riding a bus. Like, help your boy out.
Right. I just find it always interesting. I'm not even saying it's wrong.
No.
I'm just saying it's interesting that there are people every day struggling, like even golfers who like don't have money to like pay $65 a round.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they got to budget that in and, you know, think about, well, you know, if I want to play golf once a week, it's going to cost this much. There are people all over the country who like have to budget that. And it's like, you'll charge them for every penny. And then Scotty Scheffler walks in. He could buy your golf course.
Yes.
And it's like, well, you don't have to pay. It's not even wrong. I don't even know if it's right or wrong. That's not the commentary. The commentary is just, it's interesting.
Yeah.
And something I pick up on. And I thought that Scotty Scheffler story was a decent example of that.
And like, I'm with him. Like, Scotty and I are going to play together. Like, we're boys. I know Scotty.
I do think that's kind of weird.
I know Scotty.
Like, if you're going to let Scotty play, you let his boy play.
Yeah.
You don't say, you're good, you must pay. If I were running the golf course, I'd be like, everybody pays or everybody in your group is good to go. But you don't. Like, you're free, you got to pay, you're good, you got to pay double. I wouldn't do it like that.
You get to the front of the line. Like, they see you come through anywhere. And they say, hey, you're Gary Parrish. You're up here.
That has
you're in
happened.
the front.
Sure.
Okay.
That has happened. But like where I'm a member, like I'm the least important person out there. You know, like there's people who run hospitals, you know, out there, like real serious people. Like nobody cares about me. But has that ever happened? Yes. Okay. And I never object.
No.
so I'm a hypocrite. You know?
Nobody's rejecting that.
Yeah,
like if I go out to McDonald's and they say, oh, you're CJ from GCM.
Yeah.
Come to the front of the line.
Yeah.
Skip all of these people.
That's right. Like I never object. So I take advantage of it the same way anybody else would, just on a much smaller, you know, different level. But you know, so yeah, sometimes that happens, and I'm always appreciative. Perhaps that's why people do it, because the person on the other end is appreciative, and you have good experiences there. I don't know. Michael Wallace, senior editor, Grind City Media. I'm gonna talk to him about all things Grizzlies and NBA. He'll join me next.
Look at Mississippi State's schedule. They are not going to be favored in a single SEC game. They are only going to be favored. Their over-under win total is 3.5. They are only going to be favored in 3 games this year. That'll probably be Southern Miss, Alcorn State, and Northern Illinois.
It's at Southern Miss, man. I don't know.
And it's at Southern Miss.
They might not be favored in that.
Right.
One.
You don't know what Brett Favre's done to the athletic department.
They have an awesome arena now.
Right.
The Odds Couple, live at 2 p.m. on YouTube at Grind City Media and the official Grind City Media app.
Let's face it, there's a lot of trash talk in basketball, but the great teams let their performance do the talking. Like Ford F-150 with Pro Power on board, a class-exclusive industry-first feature that turns your truck into a mobile generator and leaves the competition speechless. Ford F-150, official truck of the Grizzlies. Greatness starts here at your Mid-South Ford dealer. Class is full-size pickups under 8,500 pounds, GVWR.
Catch us if you can at Southland Casino Hotel and win your share of up to $1.8 million in free play and prizes. Join us for drawings every Saturday in May, June, and July. Each month, over 900 winners will take home free play or drive off in a new car or motorcycle. Be there for all 6 grand finale drawings and try to catch us if you can, only at Southland Casino Hotel. Must be 21 up. Play responsibly. For help quitting, call 800-522-4700. The NBA announced their Dunk of the Year yesterday. It was voted on by the fans, and it went to Ja Morant for his double clutch through Porzingis and Derek White. The call of it was excellent. That game we hung on to for a long time last season, but it was a spectacular dunk.
Tune in to the Jessica Benson Show with CJ Hurt, live every weekday at 8 a.m. on YouTube at Grind City Media and the official Grind City Media app.
Welcome back, Gary Parrish Show presented by Ortho South. We're inside the Bill Ford Tough Studio, and on Thursdays in the second segment, I'm joined by Michael Wallace, senior editor, Grind City Media. Back from vacation. How was vacation?
Ooh, man, it was wonderful. I would say it's the best vacation I've ever had.
How about that?
Best vacation I've ever had. And I've had some great ones over the last 15 years, but this one takes the cake, man.
Why did this one take the cake?
Mykonos,
at
the top of, on a mountaintop villa overlooking the Aegean Sea. Is it Aegean or Aegean? I forget how to pronounce it. Aegean.
Yeah, I think that's right.
Aegean Sea. And, you waking up every morning and, floor-to-ceiling windows, infinity pool, and then right off the infinity pool is a cliff and you see the ocean.
Bro.
And I'm like, dude, I don't have to do anything. We had a maid service. We had a chef come into the villa.
Wow.
We celebrated, my wife's best friend, her best friend celebrated their 25th wedding anniversary.
Okay.
So they celebrated by inviting their five
that's
closest
fun.
couples. So it was 10 of us there in an 11-bedroom mansion that was rented for a week, and all the frills, man, it was wonderful. It was wonderful.
That does sound great.
Yeah.
So
did you
do Athens as well?
That sounds like some Tyler Perry movie type stuff, man. That's what it sounded like.
Medea goes to Greece.
We just watched Medea Goes
Destination. You watched Medea's Destination Wedding?
Let me tell you why. The whole thing, not the whole thing, but the whole wedding thing was filmed at the resort we were at like 2 weeks ago.
Oh, really? Okay,
At the Atlantis Resort in the Bahamas. That's where the whole movie was.
Yeah.
And so I sort of picked up on that, like heard that. And then next thing I know, the wife and little guy are watching it, and then I laid down and like we laughed. It's like we laughed at it.
It's funny,
What
man.
are we supposed to
I
do?
heard that was the most good, terrible movie.
Listen, I was talking with a buddy of mine about this thing not too long ago. We used to make terribly good movies in the 90s, and we just stopped all of a sudden, with the exception of Tyler Perry. Tyler Perry makes wonderfully bad movies, right? Like you sit down, you know it's going to be bad, you know it's not going to be anything that critics are going to say, oh, this is acclaimed, this is going to win some awards, but you sit down and you laugh the entire time. And that's all you need.
That's the thing. Like I don't know that I've ever watched another Medea movie. But
they're all that way.
But the kids were like, hey, we were just there. We just did that slide. They could see everything they had just done.
Yeah.
So, and then I was just trying to be a part of that. I didn't really care about the movie. I was just like, I just want to be a part of this.
The family experience. Right.
But then I found myself like, I was chuckling,
Just
like I was
giggling
laughing.
along.
There's like little goofy little jokes and stuff. It was fine. It was fine.
Yeah. It's one of those things, man, where it's like Skittles. You keep eating them and you know they're bad for you, but you can't stop. That's Tyler Perry movies, man.
I laid down going, all right, what are we doing here? But I was never like, God, I'm about to kill myself. It was fine. It was fine, and the kids were laughing, we were laughing. It was fine. Did you go to Athens as well?
I did. So we started in Parrish, then we flew from Parrish to Mykonos.
Okay.
Stayed there for 5 days, and then we ferried to Athens. We were in Athens for 3 days, and the funny thing is, our drivers, and we had private drivers and everything.
You get tired of Athens?
I didn't.
Okay.
I didn't. And we did everything. We did we went to Corinth. We did the walk in Apostle Paul's footsteps. So we did the spiritual journey. We did the Acropolis and
we did
the Parthenon. And it was just like to see those things in person were like surreal. Man.
Yes.
And the people were great. The food was great. The experience was great. All the wives spent way too much money.
Ooh, I know
so
that.
I had to come back to work.
Yes.
Like, I had to come back to work, man. Yeah.
Athens, here's what I remember about Athens.
Yeah.
We were there, and I was like, all right, we've seen it. This is cool. But like, what else? And then every time you'd meet somebody, you'd be at a restaurant.
Yeah.
And somebody'd be like, so where are you going after this? And we'd say Santorini or wherever.
Yeah.
And they'd be like, when are you going? It's like, oh, in 4 days. Or like, oh, no, you should go now. Like, everybody was like, you should get to the islands as quickly as you can, because the islands are just a different deal.
It is.
And we did not go to Mykonos, but we went to Santorini.
Okay.
And
That's next on our list. We didn't hit Santorini, man.
The most beautiful place I've ever seen in
That's
my
what I'm
life.
saying.
It
Yeah,
doesn't
yeah.
even look real. As you were describing it, infinity pool, over the cliff, you look out. Like if you took we'd be eating breakfast, like nice little fruit yogurt. It's just all of it is beautiful. And you would look at it and it's like, this doesn't look real. I know it's real because it's right in front of me, but it doesn't look real. That's how beautiful it is. I'm not a big let's go back and visit somewhere again. Like I'm like, okay, we did a week in Barcelona. I don't need to do another week in Barcelona.
Because there's too many other places.
Right.
To check off.
I always want to go somewhere new. Santorini is the one place
that you'll go back.
I would go back.
Yes.
It's that beautiful. And you're exactly right. I don't need to do nothing.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
And it's beautiful.
Yeah,
like, it's actually my kind of ocean sea experience because you're looking at it, but you're on the side of a cliff. You're not down in the sand. You're not even really in the ocean. You're just sort of looking at it, which is all I want to do anyway.
It's like right there.
It's right there. There's no pressure to go like build a sandcastle.
No.
The pressure is just like to order another drink and sit here and be amazed.
And just be.
And
right?
just be.
And you can just do it, man. It's wonderful. That was wonderful. So, to build to that, the next one we take is going to have to, big shoes to fill from there, man. But yeah, it's good. It's good. But I had to be back because I had to start making some more money. Because, we man. When I look at that credit card bill, I'm like, oh my God, the euros and the dollar, man. Okay.
You just eat it. You just, you
just chalk it up.
Just chalk it up as that's the cost of doing business. And
that is, man.
I'll figure it out when I get home.
That is.
I'm glad you got to do all that.
Yes.
You're not the only one having a great summer. Ja Morant seems to be. He's touring the world with Nike. The reception seemed wonderful. His spirit seemed terrific.
Right.
Obviously, we're watching all this from a distance, but from a distance, what do you make of the past few weeks of Ja Morant's life?
I see Ja and I look at, how he's reacting. I look at the smile on his face. I look at the genuine joy that he has in doing this tour. And I was on with CJ and Jessica earlier this week, and I said, look, Nike and Adidas and all these major shoe giants take athletes around the world all the time. And every time you show the clips, they're having fun. Millions of people are following them. But I said with Ja, this is something that he's never even experienced before, ever. And he never could have fathomed experiencing it. He wasn't highly recruited. He didn't become a superstar until he landed probably 2 years into the NBA, right? And so for him to see that, and I asked him this in Vegas before he left to go to China, and he said you can't anticipate a trip like this because you've never really been anywhere. You've never been outside the United States to that degree, and it's hard to imagine people on the other side of the world knowing who you are and what you're about and doing your things. And I think he got a taste of that when the grenade and the ear cover celebration just went global. And that sort of was a precursor to the energy that he was met with. I think it's good for him, but I think it only means something if he can bring that back and invest in his season the way that he's invested in this offseason. And it has to, continue to be a process where that maturation, that leadership, that joy has to come. He hasn't enjoyed playing basketball in a while.
Right.
The injuries, the coaching changes, the issues, and all of those. He's enjoyed this travel. He's enjoyed this China trip. He's enjoyed the shoe process. But I think he needs to get back to enjoying the basketball part of it and producing in that level, and I think this was a conduit to that.
One of the points I'd made, and I'm not suggesting or pretending that Ja just plays basketball and then goes home and he just stays within his walls every day, 24 hours a day. But what I am saying is that I haven't seen a lot of videos over the past few years of him just being adored. Like he's just out in public and people are treating him the way people treat celebrities when they see them out in public. I'm not saying it doesn't happen. I'm just saying those videos haven't come across my timeline very often, if at all. And yet on this trip, I see it every day, regardless of where he's at. It could be Peach Jam or New York or Asia or Europe. And every time he's in public, people are, it looks like Justin Bieber or Kim Kardashian or any sort of internationally known celebrity. And some of it is an ego-feeding thing, I guess, but I just settle on the place of it's good to feel that sometimes. Because most people these days, particularly I think celebrities, they look at their phone more than they're out in public, and this can really become a hard place to live. And you can forget that the real world treats you differently. In his phone, there are still people who can't wait to make jokes and post memes. In the real world, people just want to tell him how much they love him and how much they love watching him play and want to try to get a selfie with him. And for him to spend a few weeks feeling that, I think that can be meaningful.
No, and we've all known that, again, and we're all victim of that too. Like we all have social media accounts and we can get, 200 people applaud what we do, but the two idiots that have something mean to say are the ones that get our attention, right? So just magnify that and multiply that for Ja Morant. But I think he also should know that every time he steps into this arena, 19,000 people are behind him. A lot of times he's neutralized road arenas because of, the people who are wearing Ja merchandise and, the highlights that he gets. He's one of those athletes that is a lot more adored than I think he even realizes. Right. And I think that speaks to your point. So, hopefully he understands that he has an obligation to live up to this, and it has to mean something on the court, because I've said this before, and it's not controversial, but it's true. To this point in his career, Nike's done more for Ja Morant than Ja Morant has done for the brand, right? That brand is bigger than the player, right? And there's very few players that have exceeded the Nike brand. LeBron has, Jordan has, KD has, right? But at this point, for Nike to continue to get the return on their investment, Ja Morant has to be a perennial all-star, an all-NBA player, a player that leads his team to the next level. Otherwise, this is going to be a fleeting moment. And he has an opportunity this season, starting this season, to take advantage of that and seize on that and become that global icon that Nike has set him up to be.
All of that starts with just being available.
Yeah.
Like you just have to be available. He obviously hasn't been available enough in recent years for different reasons. Only played 9 games 2 seasons ago, only played 50 last season. He finishes last season in street clothes. I get asked all the time, like,
finishes this season.
Right. Yeah, I get asked all the time, like, so what is the key to keeping him healthy? And I don't even know that there's an answer to that other than good luck. How do you answer that question?
That's it. I do think, all athletes hit a point in their career, especially when they're of the magnitude of Ja, where they say, okay, how do I prolong this? Like this, I'm tired of this, right? I get to this point in my career and there's an introspective moment, right? I remember, and this is on a different level, but I remember in 2011 when the Miami Heat lost to the Dallas Mavericks and LeBron James was embarrassed in that series. Right. And J.J. Barea was defending him and took him out of all of those sets that he needed to be in. LeBron fell off the face of the earth for like 3 weeks. Right. And he went somewhere and never, he didn't post. And what we found out later was that, he hired Akeem Olajuwon and he worked on his post game. And he didn't make a lot of public, display about that until after the fact. And I think an athlete like Ja is at this point where too many of his seasons so far have ended with injury or included massive injury. Some of them you can't avoid. Right. He got undercut a couple times.
Right. When somebody throws a ball at your foot,
you can't avoid that. You can't avoid that. But you have to adjust the way you play. You have to build on different things in your game. And then you just have to get lucky. You know what I mean? So I think the Grizzlies at this point, whether it's Ja Morant or Jaren Jackson Jr. in particular, and Zach Kleiman in the front office, this is a look in the mirror moment right now because you're 6 years into this process and you've won 1 playoff series. That's not enough. Right. And that's not commiserate to what the salaries are that these guys are getting at this point. So Ja will be able to turn that around, and I think that starts on the court and with his process to steal himself as much as he can and try to be available as much as he can.
While you were out, it was announced that the Grizzlies will go to Europe for a couple of games, one in Berlin, one in London.
I started to just stay over there and wait for him and just wait till January.
Just run that company card, see who catches on. I'm glad to have you back. You can perhaps go back in January. I'll let other people make those decisions. But I know it was a controversial decision on some level. I have come down on the side of, I don't believe it's an easy decision, but I think you don't pass on the opportunity to take your brand, your franchise, your city, and your star, and put them on that stage, on that international stage. There will be somebody, I trust this is true. I don't know who it's going to be, obviously. I don't know when it'll be, but somebody is going to be close to Ja Morant, Jaren Jackson Jr. in Berlin and have an experience with the Grizzlies and walk out of there saying, I'm a Grizzlies fan. Walk out of there in a Jaren Jackson jersey or a Ja Morant jersey or a Cedric Coward jersey or a Zach Edey jersey or whatever. And someday that person, that kid is going to grow up and that person's going to travel to Memphis and visit FedEx Forum for a game. And same thing in London. I don't want to overstate it and act like it's going to be 40,000 people a year, but this will create Grizzlies fans in other parts of the world. It just will. I think I don't love sacrificing an MLK Day game, but if we got to pick between the two, I'd take this and then get back to MLK Day the following year.
Yeah.
Where did you land on it?
When I first heard about it, kind of before it came out, it was, man, of all the games, like you got 41 games to do, or whatever. Because even when the schedule comes out, and it comes out next week, right? The NBA schedule usually, gets released in mid-August. And the first thing I look at is the holidays, right? Where do I have to be? How do I disappoint my family this year, right? In terms of where I have to be on Christmas break, and then MLK. right? Those are the two most important periods of the schedule for me in terms of the regular season. And to know that the Grizzlies won't be here in Memphis on MLK Day, particularly in this sort of socio-political climate right now, where legacies are being questioned and undermined, the FBI files were just released and all these kind of things. This is a time now where it's more important than ever to protect the legacy of civil rights in the movement and the legacy that we have here. Having said that, this is also a once-in-a-generation opportunity for an NBA franchise to go global, right? And I think you're obligated, because you're one of 30 NBA teams, to say, hey, all right, it's our turn. You picked us. Let's go do it. It doesn't mean the Grizzlies, embrace the MLK legacy even less. I think now it creates an opportunity for us within the organization to get even more creative by supporting the National Civil Rights Museum and what they're going to be doing here anyway. And here's another thing I did too. As soon as that schedule and it came out, I did some research. The Grizzlies are going to be in London exactly 62 years to the date that Martin Luther King went there and spoke at the St. Paul Cathedral on his way to pick up the Nobel Peace Prize.
Wow.
Right? So all you have to do, if you're a history buff, I'm a history buff. I tried to look at ways where we can link this. So what I would challenge the Grizzlies and the front office to do is make a stop by St. Paul Cathedral.
Yes.
And say that you've walked in the footsteps of Martin Luther King in London while he was on his way to Oslo, Norway, to pick up his Nobel Peace Prize. And then, photo op, understand what that cathedral means and why it was important for King to stop there and make his speech, his acceptance speech, basically, there. And then link that. You're in London.
That's right.
He was in London during the same time, almost exactly 62 years ago to the date you're going to be there. So there's an opportunity here, no matter what you do, to honor that legacy. And the Grizzlies can figure out plenty of ways to continue to do that.
Last thing before I let you go. Biggest NBA headline in recent days, De'Aaron Fox reaching a contract extension with the San Antonio Spurs. They have an interesting roster now, headlined by Victor Wembanyama. They've clearly committed long-term to De'Aaron Fox and the money. They've got the reigning Rookie of the Year and the number 2 pick in the draft.
At the same position.
All like 3 of these guys basically play the same position.
Yes.
One of the things I've said is that all those 3 guards are not all going to be in San Antonio 5 years from now. And they're just going to spend, in the meantime, as they are getting back into the playoff picture, trying to win a series, but not quite ready to go chase Oklahoma City for the whole thing. They'll figure it out in the meantime. Is that the way you assess it? Like, they're not necessarily. I think they know one day they're not going to be able to pay all these guys. If all these guys develop the way they're supposed to develop, you can't pay them all. Right. And they'll just figure that out when they need to figure it out. But for now, you just lock up the assets as long as you can. That's what they're doing.
You have to lock up the assets as long as you can. And, you got basically, you got the Harper kid at point guard, sort of, and obviously Rookie of the Year coming back in Stephon Castle. But Stephon played point because he kind of had to. I think he can play the 2 and maybe even defend the 3. He has some length and some size to him. So between those 3 guys, you start 2 of them, one of them becomes the 6th man from that standpoint. So I think you can make it work schematically there. And then you added some veterans and you sort of bolster what you have around Victor Wembanyama. I don't think it's going to take long for San Antonio to make that jump. They're a team that can do it pretty quickly. We saw Detroit do it in the East pretty quickly. Orlando's going to do this pretty quickly. San Antonio is a team where if you're not careful, man, because of the way that their system is and how hard they play, if they can stay healthy, they're going to be dangerous. And, just financially, they have the assets too. You have to have some big money guys on your roster so that when big trades come up, you can send those players out. It's like chess pieces. That's right. Same thing with Jaren Jackson Jr. People may have questioned why he got that much money or is he worth that much money. He has to be, because the Grizzlies have to be able to put themselves in the business of basketball if they ever need to make a move and pivot with that kind of salary. So, that's one of those things San Antonio is doing. They're a smart organization. They're going to be one of the better teams in the West next year, and the Grizzlies are going to have to compete with them as they move up the ranks as well.
That's a great way to put it. Like, another way this could play out is, they've got Wemby locked up. They're going to have Fox locked up. They've got the 2 young guys. And then Giannis looks up in February and says, we stink, and we got Dame's money on the books for the next billion years. Now I'm actually requesting a trade, and San Antonio's got all these pieces. They're ready to make a deal.
And they have the singular, massive asset where they don't have to combine too many different assets in there. You got a major contract guy that you can move. That's right. That has, some star ability as well too. So yeah, that's what this is all about for all of these guys across the board. And you're going to hear those names come up. If the Knicks go sideways quickly, you're going to see a lot of those guys' names come up as well, too. So it's going to be an interesting season from that standpoint.
That is Michael Wallace, Grind City Media. Make sure you're checking out his work, grindcitymedia.com. He's on X, @MyMicCheck. That's @MyMicCheck. You're the best, buddy. Appreciate you being here.
Appreciate you, man. Thanks.
When we come back, we'll turn our attention to the WNBA, where a young man who tried to throw a green sex toy onto the court 2 nights ago didn't quite make it. Noodle arm. He was apprehended. He's been arrested and charged with multiple crimes. We'll show you his mugshot next. Gary Parrish Show, presented by Ortho South.
Preseason Box to Row Coaches Poll has come out. Jackson State sits there at number 1. This is the 3rd time in the poll's history that Jackson State has been the preseason number 1 team in the nation. And then Tennessee State being at 5, that really surprised me.
Get all of your HBCU sports and culture news by tuning in to HBCU Huddle with CJ Hurt and Mike Wallace. New episodes drop every Thursday on grindcitymedia.com, YouTube, and Spotify.
Have you always dreamed of entertaining on the biggest stage in Memphis? The Claw Crew is looking for members to join their team for the 2025-2026 season. Claw Crew members are hardworking, high-energy entertainers who assist Grizzlies home games by hyping up the crowd and much more. Not only do they support the Grizzlies on home games, but also promote in Memphis and across the Mid-South. Open auditions are Saturday, August 9th at FedEx Forum. Visit grizzlies.com/auditions for more information and to register today.
Kroger shoppers and Grizz fans. Want exclusive last-minute discounted ticket deals texted straight to you? Sign up with the new Kroger Buzzer Beater deal. Fans can sign up by texting Grizz to 636-479 or visit your local Kroger store in the Delta Division and scan the QR code. By signing up, you agree to receive recurring automated promotional and personalized marketing text messages from the Memphis Grizzlies. Consent is not a condition of any purchase. Message frequency varies. Message and data rates may apply.
Sonic Radio. Welcome back to Sonic RNDIO. That spells radio with me, the CIO. This just in, the new Sonic $1.99 menu lets you build a crave-worthy meal for just $1.99 an item. Whether that's a creamy shake, crispy tots, or a quarter-pound double cheeseburger. This just out. Ostriches. They're mean, not very cute, and in my opinion, way too big for a bird. Don't miss the Sonic Fun 99 menu. 5 items, always $1.99. Live free, eat Sonic.
Tax not included. See menu for details.
Coach Thorpe, to his credit, also taught me, like, just simplify your game. Like, it doesn't have to be difficult. You don't have to do all the up and under stuff. Like, he always talks about getting to the second box. My biggest thing is just do what I can to make the right play. It doesn't, if it ends up in a shot, it does. If it ends up in a pass to an assist, it does. Shooting 72% is credit to, I guess the work I put in and my coach is helping me.
The Chris Vernon Show, live on weekdays at noon on YouTube at Grind City Media and the official Grind City Media app.
Orthopedic injuries can be unpredictable, unforeseen, and unscheduled, and Ortho South understands this better than anyone. Since your injuries don't make appointments, you don't need to either. That's because Ortho South welcomes walk-ins during the weekdays and the evenings, and even on Saturdays. So next time an unforeseen injury makes an unscheduled appearance in your life, visit orthosouth.org to find your nearest urgent care location. Just walk in, and Ortho South will take care of everything, especially you. Learn more at orthosouth.org. That's orthosouth at orthosouth.org. Now, I got 5 more things you need to know.
Number 1.
An arrest has been made in Phoenix, Arizona. An 18-year-old man who allegedly threw a green sex toy toward the court during a Mercury game 2 nights ago. CJ, I know you're well-versed on this. They've been throwing green sex toys onto courts at WNBA games. But what we've found out in recent days is that not every thrown sex toy actually makes it to the court. 3 have so far. 1 hit Sophie Cunningham. But there are other fellows out there, they're noodle arms is the way I like to call them. They can't quite get the sex toy all the way to the court, which brings us to Caden Lopez. Caden Lopez, he's 18 years old. Kyra, if you got his mugshot, let's look. That's him.
He looks like the type to throw a green toy onto a court. Like if you gave me 10 people, in a line and threw him in there and say, hey, which one of these dudes threw a sex toy on the court? I'd say this guy.
But one thing you need to know about this fella, he needs to get better seats if he's going to throw sex toys.
How far up was he?
He was too far away from the court for his little noodle arm because he didn't get it there. Rather than hit a basketball player with it or even make it to the court, he hit a man and the man's 9-year-old niece.
Oh.
Man said he was watching a WNBA game with his 9-year-old niece and felt something hit him in the back. He and his niece turned around, and it was a green sex toy.
Oh.
It's tough. It's a tough situation for sure.
What do you do in that situation? You're with a child, and y'all are enjoying a moment, and all of a sudden, green sex toy just comes out of nowhere and hits you. Hits one of you.
I don't know. It's not something I've really spent much time thinking about. Now I realize we're living in a world where these are the things you need to think about. But up until the past couple of weeks, it never even popped into my head. How would I react if I were ever hit in the back with a green sex toy while attending a basketball game? Just never even popped. I was like, how would I react if, I ever got a nosebleed live on air? What would I do? I've thought about stuff like that.
Okay.
Because I've had nosebleeds, and I'm like, well, this thank God I'm not on TV right now, right?
Yeah.
But I've never thought about what I would do if a green sex toy hit me in the back out of nowhere at a basketball game. But I'm going to add it to my list.
Yeah.
I'm going to add it to my list. Caden Lopez, he has been charged with assault, disorderly conduct, and
a sex crime. Is Olivia Benson getting involved?
We're not there yet.
Okay.
Disorderly conduct, assault, and public display of explicit sexual material. I had sort of wondered yesterday, like, if you throw a sex toy and hit a woman, can you be reasonably charged with some version of sexual assault? I don't know. I'm not a lawyer, but like,
I mean, he threw it in the direction of a child. Would that not be grounds for like a Drake charge?
Here's what I'm going to say. I'm going to let the lawyers figure all that out. I'm not smart enough to. But what I would encourage, if you really want to put a stop to this, charge them to whatever degree you can, overcharge them, and make them fight bad charges. Like, just make their life, if you really want to put a stop to this, that's how you do it. It's pretty clear we can't stop people from bringing these into arenas because they're doing it pretty consistently now. And it's pretty clear that we're not going to catch everybody who does it because you're just not going to catch everybody who does it. You know, they don't catch everybody who steals at Target. You catch who you can catch. But you need to punish the people who do get caught as severely as you can to use that as a deterrent to everybody else. And throwing this young, like this guy, whenever you Google this guy's name for the rest of his life, this is going to pop up. Like, this is going to, I don't know what his plans are, but if he planned to get a serious job, this is going to mess that up. Like, it's something I try to talk to my kids about. I don't know how well I am at it, but like, I didn't grow up with all of this access to ruining my life publicly. Thank God. But now there are 18-year-olds out there doing things, and boom, now you're all over the internet forever. And good, because like, that's a stupid thing to do. The athletes have made it clear they don't think it's funny. They might chuckle because, like, laughing's involuntary, but at the end of the day, they find this disrespectful. They find it offensive. It should stop. And the best way to stop it is to punish the people you catch. That's what they appear to be doing in Phoenix. The Mercury are even pushing for more charges on this young man. They want to do what it is I'm saying, which is whatever we can charge him with, get creative, but like, punish this person very publicly so that this can stop happening, not just in our arena, but arenas all over the WNBA. So this is a good next step. We'll see where it goes from here.
Do you know when this happened?
This one was 2 nights ago.
2 nights.
It was the night where Sophie got hit with one.
Yeah.
And then in 2 other arenas, people tried to throw them on the court and didn't quite make it to the court. And this is one of those guys.
This weekend, you could get bets off on what color the next one would be.
Yeah,
So.
no, it's all gotten into a weird place, and it needs to stop. Like, once the women have made it clear, we don't think this is funny, and we don't think it's a coincidence you're throwing these things at us. You're not throwing other things at us, and you're not throwing these things at NBA players. You're just throwing these things at us. That is misogynistic by definition. Offensive to us. Cut it out. Once they make that clear, it's time to cut it out, and the best way to cut it out is punish the people who are doing it when you catch them as severely as you can. And at least in Phoenix, that appears to be what they're doing.
Number 2. Number
two. I can't hear anything.
Yeah, it played.
Okay.
Yeah.
So the NFL Players Association came out yesterday. Ben and I talked about this yesterday morning, and then in the afternoon they clarified that smelling salts aren't actually banned from the NFL. This became a big headline a couple days ago because that's the way it was reported. And then George Kittle from the 49ers, made public comments like, I use smelling salts on every drive. I'm thinking about retiring if I can't use smelling salts anymore. He's obviously not being serious, but he was like, this is not good for me. This is not what I wanted. Then the Players Association comes out yesterday and says, hold up. Let's be clear about something. Smelling salts are not banned. Franchises are just banned from providing them. You can bring your own.
Oh.
You can bring your own, use them if you want to. The franchises just are not going to provide them anymore. Okay. This feels very much like we don't think this is healthy. We don't think this is good. We don't want to make ourselves more vulnerable than we otherwise would be. We're not going to stop you from using them, but we ain't ever going to end up in a courtroom having to testify why we allowed, why we provided these things to football players when our own medical people don't think it's smart to do it. So we're out of the smelling salt business. But if you want to bring your own, you can bring your own.
Yeah.
We ain't going to.
CYA.
Yeah. It just seems like a weird way out of this. Like, and perhaps this is just a compromise because the players want to keep it. But this feels like we know this isn't good for you, but you guys want to keep using them for whatever reason. And I guess
we know the reason.
Yeah, I mean, it's a stimulant. It gets you going. And can mask concussions. Like, this is all what the data shows. You guys still want to use it. We don't want to fight you on it. So you can use it if you want to, but we are not providing it to you anymore. You have to get your own. The good news is you can get your own, like on Amazon. Like I almost bought a whole box yesterday just for fun. Like 100 smelling salt pack, like little sticks. You crack them open and 100 for like $65. I almost did it. Wow. I just come in here and do smelling salts between segments. Yeah.
Let's go.
Let's go.
Let's go.
Just sometimes I get tired a little bit sitting here.
Yeah.
Just get going. Get going. And then I'm ready for 5 more things.
Yeah.
Take a break. Now I'm ready for GP's Carryout. I didn't buy it. You can buy just about anything on Amazon, including smelling salts. So congratulations, George Kittle. If you want to put smelling salts in your nose for whatever reason after every drive or before every drive, you are free to do it. You're just going to have to buy your own.
I didn't realize that football players cared this passionately about this. I was listening to somebody talking about the preseason stuff and camps and everything, camp storylines. I can't remember. Been consuming a lot of football stuff because I am thirsty for football. And I can't remember who it was, but a former player was like, "Oh, listen, I'm so glad we're talking about this soft-ass league." I was like, "Sir, wait a minute, what?" It's like, yeah, the whole league has gone soft because of smelling salts?
I don't know, man.
Whoa.
I don't know.
You feel passionately about this.
I do think there's a mental component to you use something so often that you start to think you can't get through a day without it. This is addiction, basically, on some level. You use something and you trick yourself into thinking you couldn't possibly do what it is you do without it, and then it just becomes a crutch. And that, I think, on some level, for some people, is probably what smelling salts are. You get used to using them, and you don't really need them the way you think you do. You're just so used to, this is what I do, and then this is how I perform, and I can't possibly perform this way unless I do it, so I have to do it, and now you've got a habit. I bet you that's the case for some of these people, and why they are so adamant that they wanted to continue using it. And so, again, the clarification from the NFLPA, use it if you want to, but bring your own stimulants. We're not going to have them at the office anymore.
BYOS.
But if you want to bring them yourself in your little duffel bag, it's fine with us. Myles Garrett met with the media yesterday. He, of course, is a star for the Cleveland Browns, and he was asked, among other things, about rookie quarterback Shedeur Sanders, who we now know is going to start Cleveland's first preseason game. That'll be tomorrow night. Listen to what Myles Garrett said about Shedeur Sanders, and then tell me your main takeaway from this video.
I mean, he's funny, he's optimistic, he's lighthearted, but he works hard. You know, he takes it seriously, his craft, and he's watching what the others are doing, and you know, doing it his own way in which only he can. So, looking forward to see him, during these preseason games and how he, manages the offense. But I think he looks good, but all the guys look good right now.
So I clicked on this last night. I was like, I want to hear what Myles Garrett's saying about Shedeur Sanders. And so I clicked on that last night.
Oh, you talking about Shedeur?
Yeah. I didn't hear a word he said.
At all.
How does he look like that?
And he's always looked like that. Like 9th grade Myles Garrett looked like that. Maybe a little smaller in some places, but he was that in high school.
That is an outrageous way to look.
That's ridiculous. We talked on Jessica's show earlier this week. I forget how we got on the topic. Oh, the Freaks List.
Yeah.
The Freaks List, the annual list, the athletic drops about the college football freaks. And she was reading off some of the things that were happening. I was like, yo, maybe Greek mythology was just full of these dudes and we just didn't play football, so we had to lionize them a different way. Maybe that's actually what Achilles looked like. Maybe Hercules looked exactly like that. We just couldn't pit Hercules at defensive end.
I don't think anybody's ever looked that good in their whole life. Nobody.
My goodness.
How do you look? Do you realize that me and him are technically the same species?
Technically speaking, yes.
Yeah, like we're both humans.
Yes.
We could not be more different.
No, not at all.
Like, look, how do you look?
Is he on the Luka Doncic plan?
I don't know what's going on.
But how many almond shakes is this man drinking?
Every once in a while, I start to feel, not often, but sometimes I'll go like, you know what? My life's not so bad. Things are pretty good. Yeah. And then I click on a video like this, and I'm like, man, I suck.
His arms are bigger than both of my legs put together.
Look at that.
And chiseled. And he's got the cool, like, 70s patch of hair just right here.
Everything about that.
Oh, my goodness. That's a man, right? That is a man.
That's a man.
That's a man.
That's a man.
Damn it.
When you say, when you say, hey, show me what a man should look like. That's what a man should look like.
Yes.
If I could be a man, that's what I would want to look like.
Yes. I don't know. I need somebody to make a man out of me like that.
I would like to look like that.
Man.
I would just like to stand like that. I would just like to be comfortable with my shirt off, you know?
I mean, well, I'm comfortable with the shirt off.
I would just like to be comfortable with my shirt off around my house. This guy's comfortable.
Oh, wait, around the house? You can't take the shirt off around the house?
I'm never comfortable. I'm never comfortable with anything. But like, look at him. Look how comfortable he is. Imagine how nice it must be to just be that comfortable, topless.
That is so distracting. My goodness. Like, his muscles have muscles, Gary.
That is outrageous.
Oh, boy.
I would never go anywhere with a shirt on if I looked like that. I wouldn't even go to dinner with shirts. They'd be like, no shirt, no service. And I'd just be like, you sure about that? I'd make them kick me out.
I wouldn't wear a shirt to a golf course if I looked like that.
That's what I'm trying to tell you.
I'd be shirtless on the golf course like that.
You'd catch me out at the TPC Southwind today on the third green. I'd be standing there with my little necklace on. Only thing I'd be wearing above my belt is a necklace.
And gotta have some. His body is interesting because there are no tattoos. I would be inked up also. There would be tattoos all over the place on me if my body looked like that.
I think I would get tattoos too.
Oh my gosh, that is full, boy.
Man. It just made
Number 4.
Wow.
That's beautiful.
He is a beautiful man. What in the world? Hey, Archie Manning. You know Archie Manning.
I'm aware. I've heard the name a time or two.
Yeah. Used to play at Ole Miss. He played for the Saints. And then he had some kids. And
don't know what the kids are doing.
Couple of them became NFL quarterbacks, won Super Bowls. It's Peyton and Eli.
Yeah, I know that.
And then another one of his sons had a kid, and that kid's name's Arch, and he's now the quarterback at Texas. And according to some, is projected to be the number 1 overall pick in the 2026 NFL draft. Archie Manning, he decided to give an interview. You know what he said? He said, "Not so fast, my friend." He said, "Arch will be at Texas this season and next season. You need to stop putting him in the mock drafts because he's not going to be in the 2026 NFL draft." Is he eligible? Yes, he's eligible because he did a redshirt year and then a freshman year and then last season. So, or rather, he did a redshirt year, then last year, and then this season would be the third year, making him eligible for the NFL draft. But Archie, his grandfather, has said it's not even a discussion. He can win the Heisman, win a national championship, be projected to be the number 1 pick in the draft. He will come back to Texas for another year of college. Surprise you at all?
No, because the other two.
This is the way the family does it.
This is the way the family does it. And honestly, if I had a child who was as good enough to make it to high level college football, that would be my hope, and my plan would be, hey, go until you use up all of your eligibility, and then you can go. Now, you've got to be financially capable of doing that.
Right.
But in this fictitious situation, I am.
Right.
And so it would be, hey, just stay in school as long as possible, and then you can worry about the stuff that comes with being an NFL player.
There is another young person in a different family dynamic who needs to go to the NFL as soon as possible.
Yeah.
Because it changes your family's entire situation. Obviously, that's not true for the Manning family. And so there's no rush to any of this. And the truth is, it's not just Peyton and Eli. Archie also used up every year of eligibility. When he was at Ole Miss, they didn't have freshman eligibility, so he was ineligible as a freshman. But then he played as a sophomore, junior, and senior. He played 3 years of college football. That's all you could play back then. Eli was actually in school for 5 years. Played quarterback for 4 at Ole Miss. And Peyton, of course, played all 4 years at Tennessee. So when there's no urgency to this, you know what I guarantee you your grandfather and both your uncles are telling you? The most fun I ever had.
Most fun.
The best times I ever had. You'll never get these years back. You can play 12 years in the NFL or 13 years in the NFL or 15 or whatever. But, like, what's really the difference?
Yeah.
But these, you never get these back. And so don't give up on it so easily, and perhaps not at all. And the other thing is, it worked perfectly for all of them. So you have 3 close family members who have all taken a similar path. SEC schools, stay until your eligibility is done, and it worked out brilliantly for all of them. Archie didn't win a lot in the NFL, but he's a legend, just with a bad franchise. Eli won multiple Super Bowls. Peyton won multiple Super Bowls. Like, you've got proof in the pudding, if you will. This is the way our family does it. It has never not worked out. This is the way you're going to do it. I don't know that I would subscribe to that completely. If I were the father, if I were Arch, I'd want to sit down and at least have a conversation about it with, financial people. And, I wouldn't want to just do something blindly because my grandfather did it and it's also the way my uncles did it. I'd still want to have a conversation when we're all done. And if we land on that side of the fence, then that's fine. But I'd want to talk through it and not just blindly do something a certain way because that's the way my grandfather did it and that's the way my uncles did it. But I'm unsurprised to hear this is the plan.
Yeah.
Because it has been the family plan for generations and it's worked well.
And it worked well for all 3 of them, and they weren't allowed to be paid in the way that college athletes are allowed to be paid.
Arch is getting rich right now at Texas.
He's rich now. He's making money now.
Yeah,
so.
like, not that the Manning family needs his millions of dollars, whatever he's making at Texas, but he is making millions of dollars at Texas. So that whole, I've got to get to the NFL so I can, put money in my checking account, his checking account's fine.
Yeah.
Checking account's fine.
Number 5.
Austin Drummond, the accused quadruple murderer from just up the road, who was apprehended in Jackson, Tennessee a couple of days ago, made his first appearance in court this morning. It was a Zoom appearance. Did not have an attorney at this moment, so the judge on his behalf entered a not guilty plea, and he'll be back in a courtroom later on this month for his next appearance. Have you followed this case at all?
Fringely on the outside of it. I didn't know he was apprehended in Jackson. I didn't know he had court yesterday, but I got the gist of what popped off. Murdered a family of 4.
Yeah.
Had the baby, dropped the baby off in a yard, and that's how they ended up coming to find him.
Yeah, and he was on the run for like a week. They couldn't find them, and they thought he was in the area the whole time, but they could not find him. And then on Tuesday morning, somebody spotted a man in all black walking out of what we now know was a pool house. He'd basically been hiding out in somebody's pool house, it appears, for perhaps several days, but certainly at the time just before he was apprehended. Somebody called 911. I was like, I just saw it, and he was like 8 minutes later he was arrested and apprehended without incident, and now charged with 4 murders, and they will seek the death penalty. They've announced that. We don't really know the motive at this point. I'm sure you can find theories on Reddit and everywhere else, but just in terms of what is publicly known, we don't really know the motive yet, other than he was in a relationship with a woman who is related to the 4 deceased people. So that's the connection. But like, what? And I don't even know. Perhaps you just a killer, and killers can just be killers sometimes. But what has to happen to where you don't kill the woman you're in a relationship with, but kill 4 people related to her?
Relationships with in-laws can be difficult, but not difficult to the point you want to murder everybody, I hope. Now, how far? Because I did get lost in the weeds of some of this. Mm-hmm. Like I'm in the weeds of these. So how reckless are we gonna be? We're gonna be, because there's a theory that they were, as a family, as a unit, like drug partners, and they would drop. The theory is they were flying drones into prisons, dropping drugs off for prisoners, and everything working out smoothly. They end up shorting the prisoners. And so the prisoners, somebody in the jail is like, hey, we're shorted. Somebody on the outside, y'all need to find them and take care of all of them. And then they went to him, was like, hey, we're going to take care of all of you. He's like, okay, don't take care of me. I'll handle it from here. And that's how he got, that's why. That's just the Reddit.
I didn't get that far.
That's just the Reddit.
I didn't get that far.
And so, yeah. But do with that. That is not accurate reporting. I am not out there on the scene. That's just one of the many different things that I've hopped into as it pertains to this.
What a wild situation. Yeah. So eventually we should have a motive, either that or something else. But what we have also subsequently found out since this first happened was that he was out on bond on an attempted murder charge.
Oh.
He'd gotten out of jail about 11 months ago for an armed robbery. Like, he was caught on surveillance, like, in Jackson, Tennessee at a convenience store. He put a gun on somebody and was like, empty the register. It's all on camera.
Yeah.
Convicted. Did like 9-10 years. Was up for parole in 2020. And, like, the DA actually argued, like, this is a dangerous person with gang affiliations. Like, this person should not be in society. And the parole was denied at the time, but he was subsequently released. And what we found out over the past week is that just days before, I believe this is right, just days before these murders happened, he was formally charged with attempted murder for an incident that happened in the prison and bonded out of that. And so you had an attempted murder, a man charged with attempted murder out in the streets legally, because the system allowed him to be. And then he killed 4 people, allegedly, but that's certainly, I ain't heard him deny it yet.
Yeah.
So that, I just don't, that's a hard thing for me to wrap my head around. Like, I understand the judicial system's complicated, but we hear too many of these stories. Violent criminals who we know are violent and who are actually charged with violent crimes, and they're just walking amongst us. They're just out here. And now there's 4 people who were dead, murdered, cut short. And I'm watching this other documentary that's got nothing to do with this case, but it sort of reminded me of it as I was watching it. This documentary, coincidentally, it's also about 4 people getting murdered. But it's not focusing on the murders as much as like the trauma that their loved ones and friends and family members have to deal with. Like, we see these things. We, as a society, we watch these cases unfold and we turn them into podcasts or Dateline episodes or 2020s or whatever. And we're like, oh yeah, we were. Then you'll see the black and white picture, and you'll go, oh yeah, that's the girl that got murdered, or that's the guy that got convicted. And these images just sort of live forever in Google searches. But what is less visible, and I think what we spend less time focusing on, is that anytime this stuff happens, there's like a mom who lost a kid. Mm-hmm. There's a man who lost a brother. There's a woman who lost a grandson. Like that, and they got to carry that around with them forever. And this documentary does a good job of like sort of drilling down on that and what it's like to endure tragedy like this, and then have to live with it, and live in some cases where you don't have answers to the questions that burden you every day. And it's interesting. I'll see where it goes from here. But this case is going to be similar. You're going to always remember there was this guy, and he got out of jail, and less than a year later, he killed 4 people allegedly that were related to the woman he was in a relationship with, and you'll just always know that part of the story. What you'll be less aware of, because life just moves on, is like, what happens to that woman who brought, on some level, it appears, this man into her family's life, and now she's got 4 family members dead. How do you deal with that? Who's the grandma that lost somebody here?
What about the baby?
Who
that baby's gonna be?
That baby
like
is going to grow up as like that's going to be a hard life. Hopefully there's just people there to make it as good as it can get, but not off to a great start.
No,
not off to a great start. And so, it's just I just sort of from a distance, obviously, but. Not too far of a distance. That's not too far away. And this was a high profile, like generating national headlines crime that's going to be in our courts for months, if not years to come. And again, they're seeking the death penalty. So this could be something that pops into our news cycle literally for, the next 10 years, 10 years plus. Don't know what else to say about it other than that. Just a sad thing. Like, I don't know what led to all of it, but I don't know. Just a guy gets out of jail. What we now know is he probably shouldn't have been. And now he's just wrecked, absolutely wrecked the family, allegedly, but it appears wrecked the family in ways that once the headlines die down, they'll still be carrying that around for a long, long time. Be back with GP's Carryout.
What is the biggest Summer League accomplishment so far for this Grizzlies team?
Tuomas Isalo filling out his coaching staff. The Ryan Saunders hiring was essential. It was big time. You have a veteran NBA voice there.
Hey, Grizzlies fans, be sure to tune in to Grizz Beat, where the panel and I break down all things Grizzlies and take a look at the rest of the NBA as well. The show is live every Wednesday, 2 p.m. on YouTube at Grind City Media and the official Grind City Media app.
You've seen the Grizz line jamming on the court and rocking out on Beale Street, and this is your chance to join the best drum line in the NBA. Grizz line entertains Grizz Nation at home games and events in the Mid-South through their impressive techniques and energetic shows. If you have experience in drumming and marching and love entertaining, Grizz line is the perfect opportunity for you to combine percussion and performance. Open auditions are Saturday, August 9th at FedEx Forum. Sign up today by visiting grizzlies.com/auditions.
Let's check the over-under totals. Alabama, Georgia, and Texas all at 9.5. LSU, Ole Miss, Tennessee at 8.5.
I love Ole Miss over the 8.5. I think Ole Miss can win 9.
But Ole Miss, they're gonna, Ole Miss, they're gonna lose to Arkansas week 3.
But they could go 9-3. Like Ole Miss winning 10 games
they always
is always
pull
like
some crap like that.
Ole Miss winning 10 can seem a bit of a stretch, but they can win 9.
They're gonna lose at Kentucky week 2.
The Odds Couple, live at 2 p.m. on YouTube at Grind City Media and the official Grind City Media app.
Speaking of Adidas, are these the Harden 10s?
Yes.
Yes.
I guess so. From what
you guys don't sound too excited. It kind of looks like when you flush the toilet in the water.
Yeah, it's like a whirlpool. I want to be phone positive. Yeah. Want to be phone positive. Or artists just making some paint up and they just
looks like phone positive material.
Or a thumbprint. The Sneak Fest Show, live Tuesdays at 2 p.m. on Grind City Media on X, YouTube, and the official Grind City Media mobile app.
Welcome back, Gary's Parrish Show, presented by Ortho South. Let's wrap this up with GP's Carryout.
It's time for GP's Carryout. One final segment filled with stuff to take with you. It's not everything you need to know, but it's most of it. What did we miss today?
Well, let's just focus on getting you updated on what's happening out at TPC Southwind first round FedEx St. Jude Championship, where CJ's on his way. You can tell by the way he's dressed. Look at that hat. But you ain't going to get sunburned with that hat on.
Yeah, no, that's why I put it on.
Harry Hall and Justin Rose. A couple of Europeans are co-leaders right now out at TPC Southwind. Both of them are at 5 under par. Harry Hall through 15, Justin Rose through 11. Wyndham Clark, major winner, is at 2 under par. He's 3 shots back. Matt Fitzpatrick, also a major winner, just 1 shot back at 4 under par. Like I told you earlier, the biggest name in the field, Scotty Scheffler, he is not scheduled to go off until 12:45. So if you're listening right now live and you ain't got nothing else to do the rest of the afternoon, you can go watch the best golfer in the world. You still got plenty of time to get out there. He's teeing off at 12:45. His playing partner will be Sepp Straka, who was a runner-up here at TPC Southwind just a few years ago.
What's today's biggest game?
We got NFL preseason tonight. I heard you and Jess talking about it earlier. Let's go Bengals, Eagles, 6:30 tonight. Lincoln Financial Field, Philadelphia, PA. I know Jess is fired up about preseason football. Bennett, he loves his preseason football. How much do you love your exhibition football?
None at all.
Me neither.
None at all.
I don't care.
Give me the games and let's get it going.
Yeah, give me the week one. Give me the Thursday night of week one. I'm ready for that. I don't need to see this stuff. But I know other people this is a big night for football fans. Like, I know there's an audience for this stuff.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
So Bengals, Eagles, Cincinnati, 6-point favorite, totals 37.5. How you going to pick it?
I am going to go because the Bengals are going to be playing their starters because they're tired of starting off slow. And so I will go with the Bengals here. Starters get a couple of touchdowns and hold on here. I like the Bengals laying the 6.5?
6 points.
6. Laying the 6. I like them at 6.5, honestly. Let's go.
CJ says we're going to lay 6. He's comfortable laying 6.5. Kickoff is at 6:30. Bengals, Eagles, live from Lincoln Financial Field.
What are we watching on TV?
The Sports Reporters is back. You remember the show? You're familiar with this show?
I love the Sports Reporters every Sunday on ESPN.
Okay, so Dick Schaap used to host it when I was a child. Subsequently, I believe his son, Jeremy Schaap, took over. And then at some point, ESPN decided we don't really need a bunch of reporters talking on TV anymore. So, we're done with this. And that was sad. Because that really was a show I grew up watching. Among the reasons, I don't want to overstate it, but it seemed cool when I was young, maybe I can be a sports reporter someday. Look at these sports reporters on TV. It was something that...
It introduced me to sports reporters outside of my area.
There you go. Perfect.
Yeah.
There are men who became... I remember reading when I was a kid, a Mitch Albom book. He was the columnist at the Detroit Free Press. Now, I wasn't reading the Detroit Free Press, but I bought a Mitch Albom book and read it and enjoyed it, and it was all because I saw him on the Sports Reporters. I was like, that guy does what I would like to do someday, and now he's got a book out, and I see him on TV every Sunday, and that was my introduction to Mitch Albom. Mitch Albom became a star in part because of this television show. Anyway, it went away. Coming back tonight, they're doing a episode at 5 o'clock. I believe it's going to be on YouTube, perhaps on ESPN as well, but I know it will be streaming on YouTube because I'm looking at it, and it will be Jeremy Schaap hosting, and his guest will be the 3 biggest insiders at ESPN, Adam Schefter on the NFL, Shams Charania on the NBA, and Jeff Passan on Major League Baseball. So it'll be Jeremy Schaap and 3 of the best and biggest insiders in sports media talking today in what is a rebranded and reimagined version of the Sports Reporter. So if you're interested in that, you can find it 5 o'clock. It'll be streaming on YouTube.
What's the best thing we've read?
Over at CBSSports.com, Chip Patterson has the top 25 storylines heading into this 2025 college football season, which is just right around the corner. And number 1, he goes with, it's an all-time Week 1 slate. Obviously, the headliner there, Texas and Ohio State in Columbus. Those teams are number 1 and number 2 in the coaches poll. AP poll not out yet, and that's the one that gets referenced for all the official stuff. But assuming those teams are 1 and 2 in the AP poll as well, it'll be the first regular season non-conference matchup between number 1 and number 2 since 2006, and the first time a reigning champion has faced a top 5 opponent in its season opener since 1988. Beyond that, we're also going to get Miami and Clemson. Notre Dame and Miami.
Here we go.
and then Clemson and LSU. In the coaches poll, Notre Dame is 5, Miami's 10, Clemson 6, LSU is 9. So just according to the coaches poll, in week 1, 6 of the top 9 teams will be playing each other. That's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
So don't care anything about NFL preseason, but looking forward to college football week 1. Chip Patterson's got your top 25 storylines. You can find it on the homepage, cbssports.com.
What's on tap for tomorrow?
Well, tomorrow will be Friday. Be me and CJ sitting here again. Jessica Benson will sit in between us in that second segment. That'll be fun. We'll get you updated and keep you updated on the FedEx St. Jude Championship and get you ready for what should be a fun weekend of NFL preseason games and other things as well. Looking forward to it already. Enjoy the rest of your day. I'm going to enjoy mine. Let's meet back here tomorrow at 10. Till then, be careful, be kind, be good.